Today I took two trades, two losers. Um, this one I thought was good. I could have maybe exited earlier, but I followed my trade management rules. This one, based on the history of how the morning went, I probably shouldn't have taken it, but I thought it was good confirmation, so I tried it out. Uh, but yeah, the plan just didn't work out. Valeria was outside relationship today. Uh, and then floor pivots were bullish, but it was a little bit slightly bullish here on the cams. But today's open was inside value and inside H3L3 and also inside range. So main plan today, especially because the pivot relationship for our TPOs are outside relationship, I want to short value area high or long value area low. I especially like this one because it was very much near this low volume node I had. So if it comes down to 75.80 to 76 or so, I would want a long. If it goes up to 13 to this high volume ledge of 21 or so, I want to short. So that was the plan for the day. That did not work out. So it was pretty slow day overall today. It did rally a little bit, come down, and I really wanted it to come down into the 80s here, but that would have been about a 20-point sell-off. And honestly, I should have just longed here, but that was not in my plan. In hindsight, I'm looking at it, and it is an L3 long setup. Rallied into here and then bounced off of L3 and not just VWAP. So I did not have my cams on, but if I did, maybe I would have seen that and took it because I saw good confirmations there. So it sells off. I'm waiting for it to come down to 75.80, but it comes down to 75.97. So at this point, I'm just looking at this, and I see that it comes into VWAP. And I really like the confirmations here, but I say it's just VWAP, and my plan is to long over here, not in the middle of the range, so I decided not to take it. But I do see this beautiful 1 minute delta divergence, also 20 range delta divergence here, and also 2 minute delta divergence, negative 480, almost 500 now, and it's going positive here. So it does end up as a delta divergence here, and still forming that delta divergence on the 20 range. It comes down again, retests, and goes up. So I could have taken that at around 642 here. We did have 7 a.m. JOLTS news, so I didn't really want to enter anything too close to that, but it was about 15 minutes before that, so maybe I could have. Thinking back on it now, it was right at that L3 level, so I maybe could have tried it out. Because I was looking at it, and I said, I want to take it long, but it's not at my level. So if I did have L3 long in my plan, then I probably would have taken it. I guess that is a mistake on my part. But yeah, so I'm waiting for a rally all the way to value area high, and I'm looking at this area here. So it doesn't quite get there, but it's about 1 point off from my value area high level, so I decided to try it out. I first see this 2 minute delta divergence here. I see this high delta, positive delta here, but candle is almost closing negative here. So the 2 minute doesn't actually end up as a delta divergence, but that's in like the last 10 seconds that it doesn't. It's still positive 150, but closing negative. So I just want the 2 minute to close as a delta divergence. And it almost does. But the last minute, some sellers come in and it just closes as a regular negative candle. But I still like this 1 minute delta divergence. I like that it wicked above the highs here, but it closed above the highs in CVD, and also this is still 900 positive delta and about to make a delta divergence on the 20 range. So I go in with 2 contracts here with the stop above the highs, and starts making its way down, and I thought it looked pretty good until all the sellers started getting absorbed here. So it's negative 700, negative 800, and price barely moved. And now it starts forming a delta divergence on the 2 minute bullish, and now it's starting to go back up, but did a little pop, reject it, and then starts breaking the lows again. So that gave me a little bit more confidence, but still 1,000 negative delta, and price is barely moving here, and I don't like that. So it moved, what, 2 points, 1 point, and it took negative 1180 delta. So now another candle, more sellers come in. I'm feeling a little bit better because it did defend that area here, and I contemplated moving my stop to that area about 76.11, but this negative delta is just going crazy here. Breaking the lows now from here, but price is not anywhere near the lows. Again, on the 20 range, it's moving, 2 points, and delta is negative 990, negative 1,000 almost, and I don't like that at all. Kind of a B-shape forming here. I just didn't like that there was so much selling coming in, but just wasn't moving down. And at this point now, delta divergence bullish starts forming, and it seems like the sellers are getting absorbed and buyers are taking it higher. So I was about 2 points away, 1.5 points away from 2R here, and I was contemplating putting my stop at break even, or at least above these highs here, but because my stop was about 3 points, I said, yeah, I might as well give it a chance to work out. So I decided to just leave my stop at my original stop. And yeah, negative 1,200, but candle's positive. Not a good sign at all. And I was hoping that it would defend here. The last point it defended. The sellers did, but it doesn't happen and stops me up. So I thought these were good confirmations. It was at my level, and it did work out for a little bit. Almost at 2R. About 1.5 points away from 2R there. But maybe when I saw the seller struggling here, I could have moved my stop at least to 11. I'm not sure. Technically, I followed my trade management rules, but I could have lost about 2 less points. I don't know if that matters in the long run, but yeah. And I had this trend line also, and I thought I was breaking below it, and then it could retest here and then continue downwards, but that didn't happen. So after that, I'm looking for still short opportunities. RSI was still making a normal divergence here, so I liked that. But yeah, it just kept grinding higher. Very slow price action. Just keeps making delta divergences and grinding higher. And I honestly probably should have been done for the day. It's one of those grind higher type of days where all the little sell-offs keep getting absorbed and keep grinding higher. But I don't know. I still wanted to see if it could reject from this high volume node ledge at 76.21. And then when it broke that, I wanted to see if it could reject at H3 there. So I don't know. I was trying to be patient, but it was basically 8 o'clock now, and I should leave for work, but I just couldn't get myself off the screens because I kept thinking like there has to be a sell-off at some point. But I mean, I even write down, I'm like, it's one of those days where it just keeps grinding higher. But yeah, I wanted to see if it could reject. So then it comes here, 76.30, and huge delta, positive delta there. Big delta divergence on the 2 minute. Big delta divergence on the 1 minute. CVD hidden divergence there too, so starts going higher on the second candle. 1 minute forms another delta divergence. CVD hidden divergence still intact. 1400 positive delta, but candle closing negative there. 2-minute delta divergence finished forming, and I enter one contract. But now it comes back and retests, and if it holds, I want to enter a second contract. And it seems like it's kind of holding for me another delta divergence. And didn't quite close as a delta divergence here, but pretty much did was my my conclusion there. So enter another one there. 2000 positive delta, but rejecting. So I thought it was good. Never got below the lows there and stopped me out. So that was it for me. Seems like it rejected a little bit afterwards. We'll see if it rejects even more, but honestly should have stopped after it broke above the high volume node ledge. Yeah, I don't think this trade was that horrible, but I could have taken this long instead. But unfortunate.